They're taking a load of wood out today. My God, I don't know. There's so much shit coming to me. Oh, that's more than I can lay out there. Like I'm trying to hit the ground running, and God's telling me to slow down. I'm just going to take my time and slow down, make sure we do things right. But man, I don't know. I'm ready to go wide open, man. As far as talking about life and sharing just everything with y'all, all the stuff that comes to me, man, it's just, God, it's so much. So let me see what rolls out here for you. Well, that's we'll just continue on with that. How I'm trying to take off here. I talked to y'all about the trees growing and shit in the woods, and the bigger trees kind of shade the little ones and hold them back, from coming up too quickly. And I don't know. I guess maybe that's what's going on with me here, kind of. But I'm going to keep pushing forward. I want to keep growing and developing and doing what I need to do. And as soon as I see the light, as soon as I find a hole, any little tiny hole, I'm going to grow towards it. That's how we grow in life. You got to look for opportunity. You got to learn to see opportunity and recognize the light and move towards it. And I am pretty damn good at that. I played football back in high school, and I'm a fairly smaller guy, but I was always very good. I was wing. I was running back. I was very good at finding, man, just little old tiny holes and stuff, and I would just fucking pop right through them, man. Pretty slippery, and whenever I get out in the open, buddy, I can do pretty damn good. I only ever got one touchdown, I think, in high school. I carried the ball a lot. I mean, I had an 8-yard average there one year on my carries, but I only remember getting one touchdown, and that was a 50-yard run that I made. I broke free from everybody, and was hauling ass getting it down the field. And there was only one guy I had to worry about, and he was coming from my right side. I was running down the left sideline. He was coming from my right side, and I was getting it hard, and he was getting it, and I was like, I got this, man. I knew what I was going to do. I wasn't worried about him. I was more fearful of somebody coming up behind me. But about the time just before we was going to meet there, I hit the brakes real quick, buddy, and just laid my hand on his back, and I just moved him right on along in front of me, and off I went again and got a touchdown. And I was scared shitless somebody's gonna come up behind me and just plow me, but they didn't. So I don't know. That was pretty cool. I actually got on TV. That was the first time I was ever on TV. I guess the only time I think I was ever on TV that I remember. So, and I had an interview, and it was awful. I didn't know what the hell to say. I didn't know how to talk to people. Back then I was so damn stiff and rigid. I didn't know how to allow myself to flow and move freely, but I did say some stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it was something. But that's how life works, though. That's how I am. That's one thing I know about myself. I'm good at finding holes and popping through them, okay? And when I get going, I'm going. So, and this will be the same way as long as I keep at it, keep working, keep moving forward, talking or whatever. There will be a hole somewhere. There'll be an opportunity. It'll open up. I'm sure of it. So what else? else we got here? I was connecting some things from back when I was a kid, I remember. So some of my spiritual gifts, I'll talk to y'all about my spiritual gifts. That's one of them, I suppose. That's one of them, being able to spiritually see the light and move towards it, towards God. Another one is feeling people's energies and connecting with the people that I love on a very deep basis. I guess in particular, like women. I do it with men too, but I don't know, women have a different effect or something. I don't know. Here's where this is coming from. When I was a little kid, after mom and dad divorced, I remember Dad always told me there was a lot of nights, she was supposed to call or something, and she wouldn't call, and I would just set up in the bed, and he would come sit with me or whatever. And he said sometimes he would just see me sitting straight up in the bed, and I don't exactly remember this myself. I feel like maybe I do, but I don't. So I don't know. Maybe one day that memory will come back to me or something. But that connects to my relationship. My ex and my mother are connected. They're both symbolic of the feminine energy in life, okay? So I have the ability to connect to feminine and masculine energy, the God energy in life, the deep energy, okay? The relationship we have with our mothers is often the relationship that we'll have with our wives, how a man treats his wife, or his mom is how he'll treat his wife. And vice versa. But anyways, I had that connection, so my mom was supposed to call me and she didn't, and I would sit up all night. Alright, I don't know, I don't remember. I guess I just had something bother me. It would bother me. Okay, well, after my ex left me, while during the process when we were still talking and stuff here and there, I remember one time in particular that I just had this one night, dude. It was just god awful. It was like a Saturday night or something, Friday or Saturday night, and I don't know, something was just motherfucking tearing me up, buddy. I mean, I was like inside. I had like, my gut was twisted and just lots of bad fucking feelings. I damn sure wasn't sleeping. It was a rough night. I remember that. And a couple of days later, talked to her, and she told me she was out. She went out and got drunk that night. So I guarantee you she went out and fucking drinking and fucking around with guys and stuff. Like literally probably fucking them. I don't know why. I could feel it. I just knew it, dude. I don't know. She was doing shit that she shouldn't have been doing. Because, well, to me, we was married. We got married. I asked her to marry me. And not legally, we didn't get married because I didn't believe in it. I believe in spiritual marriage. As it talks about in the Old Testament, a man and woman come together and they get married and become of one flesh. Okay? So I told y'all that when she got a piece of dirt in her eye, my fucking eye hurt. So I was literally, like physically, there's a connection there, a spiritual connection. A spiritual connection is a physical thing. You feel that in your worldly flesh, okay? And so she was out doing all that shit, and I could feel that. It fucking tore me up, dude. And so I tried to explain that stuff to her all the time. I tried explaining that to her before we broke up and went separate ways, that the things that she does, I could feel it. I told her, I was like, you can't lie to me. I feel it. I know if you're lying to me or not. Alright? And she never, I don't know, she didn't believe me. She didn't get that. She didn't understand that. And went off and done her own shit anyways, and she was always constantly hurting me. Like on the inside. Doing shit that tore me up on the inside, and then I expressed that. In the beginning, I expressed it nicely. I said, hey, I don't like this, we gotta make some changes here or something, And as time went on, shit just got worse, and then I began to get, express myself more deeply. I began to get frustrated and angry, and we would yell and fuss with each other. We'd fight, and I don't know, I got sick of that shit too. So everything that happened between me and her, I'm not putting... in a worldly sense, I guess you could say I'm talking shit about her. In a spiritual sense, no, I'm not at all. This is all just part of it's what's going on in life right now, okay? Masculine, feminine energy. It's all about what's going on in life right now. It's all symbolic, okay? To the spiritual evolution. So, actually here a couple, see, me and her, we quit talking back in February. That was when I finally, I'd had enough. I couldn't, and she had enough too, man. We tried separating. Every time one of us would come back to the other one, and it was a disaster, okay? But we both finally just got goddamn separated there, and didn't talk. I didn't hear nothing from her or anything until a few months ago. I think it was a few months ago, I got a random text message. As soon as I got it, buddy, I got twisted knots in my stomach. And I just knew, I don't know, I could feel. I was like, I had a feeling it was her, okay? And I don't know if it was her or not. I'm still not sure. It was somebody that said they met her in a bar, and they got to talking, and my ex told this girl that I would be a good match for her or some shit. I don't know. What the text messages said was that this person she was a third wheel, and I don't know. My ex gave her my number, and she just messaged me and started talking to me. That's a very, very strange situation to me. That's kind of weird. Maybe. Personally, I'm not really so sure that it wasn't just my fucking ex trying to, I don't know, check in or some shit. And I have something else to back that up with. But anyways, so as soon as I got the message, before I even looked at it, I got those fucking feelings and shit inside of me. Alright, well then I went and looked at it, and started reading and talking and trying to kind of like, I don't know, just talking, go through that experience, that situation. And it ended up coming down to the point, I was like, I can't even do this. I said, the simple fact that you're coming from her, I was like, I have bad feelings about this. I can't do this. And man, before I fucking knew it, a goddamn hour, I don't know if it was an hour or 2 hours, had fucking went by like it was 5 minutes, man. And I was like, what the fuck? And I got to thinking, and I was kind of tore up a little bit, and I was like, well, that makes sense, because my fucking ex, I still love her. I still love her. I still hold a place for her in my heart, and I always will. And she's out there drinking and still giving in to her addictions and doing shit that's hurting herself. So when me and her make any kind of connection, I feel that shit. Okay, still, I feel that shit. And so the reason, at the time, I wasn't sure if that was actually some other woman or if it was my ex. Well then, I don't know if it was like a month later or something, I get another text message, and I don't know if it was from the same number or not, because I deleted that number and fucking forgot about it. I was like, we're done. I don't want that fucking shit tearing me up no more. But then I got another message like a month or two later, and it was a poem about talking about how why I remember everything, and the hurt, the shine, the pain. I don't remember. It was like a nice little poem there. And I was like, I just sent a message back. I said, did you send this to the right number? Well, I goddamn guarantee you that was my ex. I mean, I don't know. Either that or they sent it to the wrong number. Whatever. I guess I can't guarantee, I can't fucking prove to y'all it was my ex, but yeah, I bet you, I personally, I'm sure of it. I don't know, you make your own decision there. I'm not telling nobody what to think. I'm telling y'all about my experience, what I've experienced and shit, and how I feel and stuff, okay? And so all this shit happened because, and I don't want to talk to men actually, I don't talk to men a whole hell of a lot, as far as addressing them and the changes that they need to make and stuff, but I went through that, and that happened to me because I was changing from the old-fashioned, old-style kind of man, where the man is the authority in the household, and the wife submits to him and all that stuff, okay, or whatever, just the old. I ain't even gonna say that because Gene I bring up Gene here because he plays a significant role. His passing away plays a significant role. I remember not long before he passed away, after I told y'all about that little experience I had with him, we had a little spiff and a little separation period with me and him. Well, after that, I remember him saying, he said something that stuck with me. He said I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but he said that he didn't have much, there wasn't really anything left for him to teach anybody. He pretty much said that his time had run out. Like, he didn't have anything else to offer the world, It was almost like he was saying it was time for him to go. Like he run out of purpose in life. And he was a very big Trump man, that old-fashioned kind of man like that. And, it wasn't just long after that, he passed away. So Trump is significant in all of this as well. Trump says in Revelations that one of the trials and tribulations, it says you got to strengthen the things that are about to die. And to me, that's what has happened. We have Trump come in and kind of strengthen up those old-fashioned ways and that masculine way of living and everything. And the woman sits back and is quiet in a relationship, and the man is the face and the head, and and Trump come in there and brought all that back to life, and strengthened it up, and then it died off. Okay, because we're going through a transformation. We're changing from that way and going into a new way. Now Biden here is on the opposite side. He's come in and represented the feminine side. The liberals and Democrats, I consider that to be the more feminine liberal. That's the more accepting side of life, the more giving and caring side in a lot of ways. So he is Trump kind of showed us the best and the worst things of the masculine, and Biden is showing us the best and the worst things of the feminine. I know a lot of people say there's nothing good about Biden, but that's a fucking lie. Okay, if you can't see good in somebody, it's because you're choosing not to see good in somebody. There's good in every fucking buddy somewhere. And there's bad in everybody somewhere. So what's going on in our countries, we're bringing all these, everything that's going on. The masculine side got its fucking turn, the feminine side's getting its turn, and hopefully we're fighting and fucking right now, okay? We're getting ready to goddamn make a new baby, alright, one way or another. We're making changes, we're going through transformations. We had to fight first, and now we're making up and kissing, okay? We're getting ready to fuck, So that's what, when I tell y'all I have a great understanding of life and I connect to God, I can understand things on a very tiny, small scale with my own personal little life, and also on a large scale as far as our country or the world and stuff. It's all connected. All of it's connected, and we're all going through the same process, and in one way or another. Okay. So everything that happened with me and my ex was necessary. It was necessary for my personal growth, for us to develop into godlike people, into a godlike society, as it talks about in Revelations. You go through the trials and the tribulations, and you become godlike. Okay, let me tell you something else, an ability, something I found that I directly connect with in Revelations. Is it says in one of the trials and tribulations that once you complete it, you will know the reins and the hearts of people. Okay, the reins and the hearts. So the reins, I looked that up. That's the power, the extent of somebody's power, and their heart. So what's in their heart? Okay, and I could 2.5 years ago, I very much could do that perfectly. That was perfectly clear, man. I mean, I would talk with him, goddamn buddy, and say what I wanted to say. I knew how to basically control any situation because I could feel the energy. I knew how much power they had, and I knew the desires in their heart. Okay, man, you can feel and recognize that shit. That's fucking goddamn something, dude. All right. I had the law fucking come up there and talk to me and try getting on me, and I didn't fucking have the shit. I flat out told them. I was like, because at the time I was very, very in depth with, I'd done research with the law, and I was been in jail and shit, and I'd had a lot of dealings with them. So I made a connection with them. I had a connection with them. I had a connection with the government because I was constantly always researching and studying shit. I was very, very well connected with the world. And so because of that, that allowed me to feel and know what was going on. Well, I've been in jail. I know the goddamn jails are filled up and shit. They're coming up here because I fucking hit my dad in the head. Me and my dad got in a goddamn fight because me and him went through a separation period, okay, where I was breaking away from him and I had enough of his shit, and I didn't have any tolerance for his addictions and stuff. And anyways, we ended up getting into it, and I fucking hit him in the head down at his place, and he called the law on me. Well, I fucking waited around there. They didn't show up at his place. I ended up going back to my house finally after like an hour or two. And then they showed up at my house, okay, and I told them, I was like, I don't give a shit about the law. I care about right and wrong, okay? And I talked to them like, I wasn't disrespectful to them. I was more respectful to them than they was to me. That one old boy I was talking to, I didn't have much use for him. See, he come up there, he went and talked to my dad first, and they talked to them, and then they come to me, acting like I was the bad guy, and they hadn't even fucking talked to me yet. That one young boy done. Now there's an older guy there. He kind of stood off to the side and he was very observant. I liked him. I don't know why I liked him. He didn't say a whole lot and quite respectful, you know. He had some experience in him. That younger guy didn't have no experience. He was talking loud, and you could tell he hit the gym and worked out, and I don't know, he just kind of had a puffed up attitude, thinking that he had some power and authority, you know, in the uniform. And I don't fucking like that shit, man. You're a man and I'm a fucking man. Okay? So anyways, what I'm getting at, I had that ability. It talks about in Revelations to feel the hearts and the reins of people, and everybody come around. I could feel shit, buddy. I felt a lot of stuff back then. I was very, very sensitive. I could feel fucking like animals' emotions and stuff. I don't know. I could just feel a lot of shit, dude. So I'm about to be dropping this wood off. Those are two good spiritual abilities and gifts that I share. There's so much more shit. I've come to realize recently that I went through my lineage, and over the last couple of years, all the stuff I've been going through and researching and the journey I've been on, I look at it now and I'm like, oh, I understand why. Like, your journey carries you around. It carries everybody around differently. So I got into, for a while, I got into the pagan gods and stuff, and I've got into Buddhism, and I've got into lots of different stuff. And I realize now that's because that's where my ancestors come from. Okay? I've got attachments to all that shit. So I guess that'll be something I can get into later. That's difficult. That's difficult to explain all that stuff for me right now. I understand it, but piecing it all together and putting it all together and shit to lay it out there for y'all, that's another story, you know. But I'm working on that. We'll get that out to you too. So y'all, I was gonna say, stay in touch if you're friends or whatever. Hell, I don't know, message me or some shit. You want to holler at me and talk to me, anybody. Otherwise, just stay tuned. Keep up with my videos and shit. Well, I don't know where we're going. We're fucking going now. Alright, so I'll talk to y'all later.